right. I got someone with the last four digits of their phone number, 5955.
Hi, Mitch. My name is Wylea. Wylea Griggs. I'm giving you a call from Michigan. And I am one of your new students. I just purchased your program, and I am very interested in learning about owner financing.
Oh, great. Welcome aboard. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your real estate background.
So I started in real estate in 2015. I did fix and flips, wholesale. I was a landlord and didn't like it. And then I jumped in 2018 into non-performing notes. So since 2018, I purchased non-performing mortgages as well. But it's kind of draining on me now, and I think it'll be easier for me just to start originating mortgages and selling them.
Yep, and maybe you can be in more control on how close in proximity they are to you,
Exactly.
Michigan's a good place to sell or finance homes. They have a lot of affordable houses. And can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So, have you gone through the course yet?
I am going through it now.
Okay, well, that'll make sure you write down your questions as you go through, because that's what this call is really good at, filling in some, get in a deeper understanding. If there's something that you're not sure of or you don't understand, this is a good place to ask the questions. Did you read any of the books, any of the three books that I wrote, or I'm just trying to figure out how far along you are?
So, where I am now is I'm looking to see where can I find, where can I find some good deals for some homes, and I also would like for help for raising capital as well.
Okay, so raising capital is very important. There's a course in there called Private Money Changes Everything. I kind of lay out how to pitch that to people with some idle cash, and I use the seller financing model, that I do as a backdrop. So it's pretty niche-y. Of course, you can tweak it to fit other models, but I'm kind of teaching it just to people so they understand what I'm doing. And so that's buy it with private money and then sell it with owner financing or on a wraparound note. And if all you learned in this whole next 12 months was how to raise private money, that would be a super lucrative skill that you had picked up, because almost whatever business you're in, the art of raising private money could really, really further your cause. So I would definitely check that out. And, I wrote a book, 200 plus ways to find bargain properties. And it starts out with, how to start out on a shoestring budget, and then the budgets get a little bigger as you go through the book, So
now, where can I find that book at?
Go to 1000houses.com, 1000houses.com, and just click on, I think the tab says Mitch's Books, I think.
Okay. Yeah, because I haven't read any of your books that I've been going through some coaching calls, and then before I jumped on the call, I've been just going through your training program.
Well, that's a good place to start. I think we have 500 hours of archived coaching calls. You could, Leah, you could just listen to me till you're just blue in the face. You could get really tired of me, but the cool thing is it's not always just me. There's a lot of other students out there, and they come up with all kinds of different situations. And even though those situations might not be anything you're confronted with right at the moment, they could really clue you in as to things to be on the lookout for, good or bad, And
right.
So did you have any specific questions for me?
Yes. So, when you talk, for owner financing, how to get away with the Dodd-Frank. So it's basically owner finance to other investors, or can I do it with individuals who are looking, or for homeowners?
Let me see. I'm not sure I quite understand the question. I'm looking for private money from just regular people. Just
right.
regular people, and sometimes they're small-time investors or investors that don't want to do 1 million houses, and they want to do 1 or 2 houses a year, but they have a lot more money than that, so they want to do something else with the other money instead of just watch it sit in the bank CD for 1% or gamble it in the stock market. So, am I answering the question? I'm not sure.
So this was a different subject. So for owner financing, so my biggest thing is Dodd-Frank, right? How can I avoid Dodd-Frank? Is it just by seller financing to other investors, or can I actually do seller finance to actual homeowners?
Well, you don't. If you seller finance your house to someone who's going to live in it, then it's called a consumer loan, and then you have to adhere to Dodd-Frank. If you're selling it to someone who's going to rent it out, if you're selling a property to someone who's going to lease it out or otherwise not live in it, then it's a commercial loan, and Dodd-Frank's not relevant. So, and then if you are selling it to someone who's going to live in it, again, that's a consumer loan, then you have to adhere to Dodd-Frank, and then so you would have to either have a license, RMLO's license, residential mortgage loan originator's license, or, in my state, you can sub out to a professional that has a license that will stand between you and your buyer until you get through the sales process. And that's what we do in Texas right now, is we're just subbing out to professional RMLOs who are focused on helping investors like us seller finance homes and stay compliant. So you'll have to find out in Michigan, number one, are you allowed to sub out that task? And do you know of some RMLOs that deal with investors like us?
No, I don't.
Okay, well there's a guy named Russ O'Donnell. And let me see if I have his number here. He has like a national license, but he doesn't do every single state, but he does a lot of them. So you might call him and see what his take is on it. On Michigan. Yeah, Russ O'Donnell. His phone number is 480-388-6018. And his email is Russ, RUSS, at calltheunderwriter.com. Russ at calltheunderwriter.com. And tell him Mitch said hi.
Mitch, okay.
He's in Phoenix, just so for time zone reasons.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you. Yes, it's a big time zone difference. And I do have another question. So I'm looking also for like documentation or paperwork of what I'll need to seller finance, and I haven't got to that yet in your training course. So I was just checking to see where can I review that. Well,
it's there under the seller finance. I have the contracts and all the paperwork there in the in the sales, selling.
Okay.
Selling, but the problem is, I have samples of my paperwork that are suited for Texas. You may need to take copies of my paperwork to an attorney, and you have to figure out how it works in Michigan. So, Dodd-Frank says that you can sell three consumer loans, or you can create 3 consumer loans, or sell your house as owner finance to someone that's going to live in it in a 12-month rolling window, which means 12 months from the day you do your first one, you can only do 3. If you do 4 within that 12 months, then all of them are out of bounds, you know. It's not like you get 3 and then the next one you have to. It's 3 in a rolling 12-month window. So it's real important that we get this right up front. And so do you have a real estate attorney now?
I do, yes.
Well, that's the first person I'd go to, is I would go to them and see if they understand how to paper up your deal if you're going to buy a house and then sell it with owner financing, and see if they're adept at that. A lot of real estate attorneys know a lot about real estate, but they don't know about that. So just because they're a real estate attorney doesn't know they're specialized in that one strategy. So you may or may not have the right person. You know, you have to kind of feel them out. And if they don't, try to find out who in your state does it a lot. They don't have to be in your city. They just need to be licensed in your state.
Okay. For Dodd-Frank?
Yeah, well,
okay.
Dodd-Frank as it pertains to seller financing houses that are going to be someone's homestead.
Okay. Yes, because my real estate attorneys that I use are mainly like foreclosure attorneys.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I can definitely find out.
Yeah, if you went to my foreclosure attorney and asked him about it, he wouldn't hardly know where to start, because he just specializes in that one strategy. So we're trying to do is find out the attorney in Michigan that specializes in exactly what we're doing. And there's one out there somewhere. We just got to find them.
Okay, perfect. And then I seen where you how to find houses and good deals. I was listening to your coaching calls where you look for like the tax deeds as well.
Well, we just look for we're not really doing tax deeds. That's a whole kind of different strategy. But we're just looking for people that are behind in taxes, because it kind of flags that property owners, maybe they have a problem. And you know, we buy what we call situational properties, and either the house or the property itself has a situation, like, you know, its foundation, or it's vacated, or it's in disrepair, or the person that owns the house has a situation and they need to liquidate some real estate to overcome their situation. So we're looking for situations.
Okay.
And people behind in taxes is one of those situations.
Okay. Well, thank you. I think that sums up my questions for tonight. I know I have a ton more next week.
Well, welcome aboard, and write them down, and Mike will be on next week, and we'll take you as far as we can, okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.